No, this is not the Twilight Zone. This is Legion Live. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's good. All right.
So for the first time ever, Norm and I are actually side by side. Look, I'm here. I can touch the beard.
Touch it again.
No, that just one time's enough. Actually, here side by side, which is crazy. You know, Norm and I, we've known each other for quite some time, but we actually didn't start partnering up and working together till COVID hit. And this is the first time really since, COVID. 18 months or 20 months that we've been able to sit down to this together. So coming at you live from Private Label Legion World Headquarters in Huntsville, Alabama, Tim and Norm. So you guys know the context of Legion Live. We'd like to talk for 12, 13, 18 minutes about something. And we just came back from Prosper. How do you think Prosper went? Prosper is like the biggest trade show conference in it's very specific to Amazon in the space.
I loved it. It just confirmed how much I really. You gonna put your arm around me?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to.
You
look
didn't want
at
to touch
you.
my beard.
I'm trying to look at you. Be
All
polite.
right.
Hey, we got people listening.
Oh, sorry. But what was really great? It just confirmed how much I liked meeting people, breaking bread with people again, going out to all these events, and the event was great. I knew it would be great. The content in the event was great, but just walking around the floor and actually talking and smiling and, handshakes. Oh my gosh. And of course, all the after parties and stuff like that. Man, I'm too old for that stuff.
Yeah, you are. It was a lot of fun seeing people that, we've known online for a year and a half, but never met in person.
Right.
But one thing that there was a lot of discussions about at Prosper was, does Amazon still work? Can we still sell products in Amazon? And what methods are actually working right now? And it was a little bit of an interesting conversation because this is one that, Norm and I have heard for years, and it's almost a touchy subject because it's kind of emotional, right? So people ask all the time, what's working best on Amazon right now? We do know that the things that worked 5 years ago don't work nearly as well anymore right now. We have to have new methods. And we also know there are some people out there just putting out bad information for nefarious or malicious purposes. We also know there are people putting out bad information by accident. They're telling us, hey, this worked for me 5 years ago, and they're not considering it might have changed. Norm, what do you think the best method is for selling on Amazon?
Gosh, there's so many. It depends on your product, the niche, your budget. But you know what, Tim? There's one thing that hasn't changed. If you put out a good product with quality, high perceived value, great images, title, you do your competitive analysis properly, you'll be off to a really great start.
Yeah. You were talking about money. I was actually interviewing Ben Leonard yesterday for the AMPM podcast, and he was telling his story about building a brand, selling it, and now he's building more. And he's doing it different this time. So the first time he had to bootstrap it. He had a very small budget. He went very slow. He was very meticulous, but he was very conservative. This time he's got money in his pocket. He's doing it completely different. Does that mean it's going to be a different level of success this time? Not necessarily. It'll probably ramp up faster, but there are so many different ways of doing things. Sometimes Norm and I behind the scenes, even like prepping for our coaching program, Centurion League, behind the scenes, we'll sit back and we'll powwow on what we're going to talk about. And we'll notice that he and I still do things a little bit differently, right? In product discovery and launch and things like that. Because there's more than one way to skin a cat. The term goes, a good Southern term that Nicole, our office manager, said, quit saying that. It sounds disgusting. You don't actually skin a cat, but that phrase, how to skin a cat. Norm, have you ever seen people get upset when you disagree with their method, even if their method works, just for being different?
Sure. I've been on Clubhouse rooms. I've been sat in on some Clubhouse rooms that people just ripped into somebody because they said a certain method. There's all sorts of different methods. So again, if even, you talk, a lot of people talk to me about Project X. That's a very specific way of doing something. Then there's you could go in and you can jump in with both feet and test the system. And you might go in strictly with PPC. You might go in with a bit of a traffic blitz. I like traffic blitzes. And I'm not sure what your favorite technique is. But again, if you look at any of the products that we work with or any of the clients we work with, it's not set in stone.
And I think that's encouraging because so many people think that, hey, I follow this course, I follow this guru, I follow this method. I have to do exactly like that. And if it doesn't work perfectly, they get frustrated and say the system's broken. No, I don't think the system's broken. I think that maybe that specific method didn't work for you. If I were launching a shoe accessory, I would do it very differently than a supplement, very differently than a subscription box, right? Now you can do subscription boxes on Amazon. It's all very different. So don't get discouraged. Don't get frustrated. What are some of the biggest methods that don't work anymore that we can just write off the table?
November 2017, I went into a fetal position and cried, 5-6 days.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
No,
you're telling me.
I thought.
Are you asking me or telling me?
Then it was a hallucination because I imagine you cuddling.
We didn't even know each other. That's a pretty good hallucination.
But no, incentivize reviews, getting reviews. Like, why are people even asking for that? Amazon's big taboo is do not ask for a review, or you can ask for reviews, but the way that you're doing it, or if you want to, give something away or a discount for a review, don't do it.
Yep.
I remember, incentivized reviews back in the day was the killer. Everybody was allowed to do it. Well, guess what? You woke up November 17th, 2017, and you were either suspended or suppressed because of that.
Yeah. I remember in 2015, 2016, some of the products that I sold, like Moscow Mule Bugs, the method was find something that everybody else is selling well and try to take a small percentage of the market. Like, that method doesn't work. All right. It can't. It doesn't work well. There are still people competing in some of the most ridiculously saturated niches ever, and maybe they're getting some traction, but as soon as they turn off the faucet of PPC and giveaways, it dies. So, that's one of the methods, the Me Too product method,
right.
That just doesn't work anymore. What's interesting, though, is we're starting to see the addition of other platforms, other marketing systems, other marketing. He's dying over here. Other marketing channels become more and more prevalent. So I would say one of the things that doesn't really work anymore, one of the Amazon methods doesn't work anymore, is just to stay with Amazon. I'm not saying you have to sell outside from Amazon, but I think that we need to start thinking about selling products off of Amazon, Walmart, whatever, but also driving traffic from off of Amazon. You're talking about traffic blitzes. How do you do that?
Oh, there's so many different ways. But again, if you know the very first thing you have to know is your audience. If you know your demographic, then you can start playing around with different types of traffic. If you're driving it from Pinterest, who's on Pinterest? It's women that are, 25 to 45. What are you
There's men on Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest.
I rest my case. Anyways,
touche.
Hey, all right, but TikTok's opened up, Facebook's open. Well,
did you see WhatsApp Shops is now open?
No.
You don't know about this?
No.
So June 22nd, WhatsApp launched their Shops feature. It's in beta test right now as of June 22nd. I can't believe I knew something you didn't. It's coming. It's awesome. And it's a big workaround for the iOS issue, because if you get if the iOS users are not opting in, they're re-opting in with Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram.
Oh.
So it's pretty cool retargeting.
Yeah, so any social platform right now has it. And I don't know if you know this, Tim, but if you're on Google My Business and you register your category or your brand, you don't have to put it up. You don't have to go over to Google Shopping. You can do that right within Google My Business, and Google will rank you for it. And they do search list ranks. So they're going to find relevant search terms for your product and drive traffic. Now, here's the key though. You have to have what's called an anchor URL. If you have an anchor URL going back to your Amazon listing, Google's going to show you the love all day long if you start posting relevant content for the products that you've posted there that are on your Amazon listing. So it's great. And you started to talk about Walmart and all these others. Who wants to be a one-legged stool right now? Like, it used to be, Walmart was nothing. eBay was very little. Now all of these retailers or e-tailers are starting to build and build and build. And why would you not want 20 or 30 or 40% extra traffic coming to your site?
Yep. We don't want to get too far off on a tangent and talk about all sorts of crazy stuff. I know you guys like that a little bit, but here's the moral of the story. The question that we have posted on here, which Amazon method works? The answer is there are a lot of methods that work. There's a lot that don't, but there are a lot that do work. Don't take anything too literally. Don't take anything too specific. And if you do try one method that doesn't work out great, don't get discouraged. Keep trying, keep moving, keep going. Just tweak things and do something different, because, there are a lot of varying opinions out there on how to make Amazon work. And frankly, a lot of them are correct. There's just a lot of ways, like I said, to skin a cat. So don't be discouraged. Any final thoughts, Norm?
Yep. Make sure that your product is indexed. So, you can go over to Helium 10 or whatever tool you're using. Make sure it's indexed, the words that you're going after. And if you're driving traffic over to certain words, monitor the bloody keywords to make sure that they're being ranked.
Is bloody a cuss word?
Is it?
I don't know. Because I know that, you're not supposed to say cuss words, but in some countries, cuss words aren't cuss words. But I thought, in some countries, bloody was a cuss word.
Sacre bleu.
What? I don't know if you're hitting on me in French or if that's also
the sacred blue. That's a cuss word in French.
Is it?
Well, mine is a little one.
Are we cussing? A little one? It's a little cuss word? Yeah. We're cussing on Facebook Live in different languages. That's great. All right. Sorry. Continue.
I forget what I was going to say. No.
You bloody well remember.
Yeah. Oh, my God. No, but monitor your bloody keywords. So, if you put effort into these campaigns and they start to fall, you can always drive more traffic over those specific keywords. So it's pretty simple to do.
Yep. This was also a conversation we had last night in our Centurion League, which is our paid mastermind roundtable, is, different methods that work for different people. And it was kind of hot on my mind this morning. Like I told Norm, I said, today on our Legion Live, we're talking about the idea that there are a lot of different methods that work. Don't get discouraged if you find one that doesn't. Don't listen to something and think that's the only way of doing it. And if anybody ever comes out and says, mine is the only way, or these ways don't work, only this one does, they got to be full of crap, right? Because there are so many multiple ways. You guys, if you have any questions, post them in the Private Label Legion Facebook group. Make sure to join that group. Go to Private Label Legion on Facebook, follow the page, join the group, get caught up there. PrivateLabelLegion.com. We're putting new content out consistently. And if you're not getting our newsletter, you're probably missing out because we put so much good stuff in our newsletter. Go to PrivateLabelLegion.com, scroll down to the bottom, and there's a subscribe button to subscribe to our newsletter. Every Thursday, we kick those out, and there's always good stuff. So any last words?
Well, if you subscribe, you get to see Tim and I in a interesting photo every week. That's all I'm going to say.
That sounds like softcore porn. And nobody wants to see that.
Don't even go
It's not a compromising photo. It's our surprise Photoshops that our team drops on us, which are always pretty
right.
Cool.
We have no idea.
We know, people are always like, oh, I love your photo. We have no idea what they are. When the email drops into my inbox, that's when I know what our weekly Photoshop job is.
I turn red.
He turns red. I usually curl up in the fetal position then because I'm always the dunce or the bad guy or the idiot sidekick, thankfully. So anyways, we love you guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week on Legion Live. And make sure to tune in our podcast, AMPM podcast, and Lunch with Norm, and all that other good stuff. So, all right, see you guys later.
See you.